Welcome, Taurus, to your March 2016 reading. This month I'm using these Ghosts and Spirit Tarot to do the readings, just to change things up a little bit, and I'm really liking these. I've gotten some different insights using these to my regular cards. Excuse my dog who is scratching himself. You can hear him banging against my wall. So Taurus, what's in store for Taurus for the month of March? And what information or advice is there for the highest good and for the highest good of all? Taurus, you have 4 major arcana so far. 5! Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. That was interesting. Let me do the numerology first because I don't want to forget. And I want to tie that into the reading. Taurus, you have a 1. 1s are the start of something. So you have transcended or completed a cycle, and now you're about to start a new cycle. And this cycle brings new opportunities to you. And it may also be a sign of some sort of leadership or executive ability. So you might, in work, situations of work, you might find yourself in a managerial position or more in a leadership position. I mean, with 5 major arcana already as the basis here, I feel like there is a lot of strong energy here for you. There's a lot of really strong energy and a lot of guidance given to you to move in this new direction. 1s also force you to stand on your own feet. So you might stand alone, but you stand strong and firm. And it's also a period of changes, like you're now learning something new, and there's changes, and it's an active period. And you can see with the major arcana, it's a very energetic period as well. There's a lot of spiritual energy around you as well. Coming into March, you have the World card. And this is a little bit different to the normal Rider-Waite card, but generally the meaning is the same. You have your arms outstretched, and well, it's interesting, you know, you're starting a new period here, and the World card is the last of the major arcana. So you've completed a cycle. You've reached or attained something that you've been probably working towards. There's a sense of achievement and fulfillment here. Or maybe you've just completed a cycle with something, let something go, and you're moving forward. And you have, at the base of the reading, you have the King of Swords, which is a very rational energy. It's again a leadership energy, and it's an energy that comes with a lot of mental acumen. Someone who's very cerebral and driven, and can also be very mentally rigid. But they're clear, they're direct, and you don't mess with them. Maybe you're clear about something, you've made a decision about something, and now you're on your journey and you're thinking about things rationally now. You're looking at it from a very rational perspective, and from the perspective of being the leader, you're directing things now with your own mental ideas, with your own ideas. You are directing where things are going now, and you're not going to deviate from that path because the swords are rigid and strong. Swords are very strong, so it's a strong energy. That's a strong energy that you're bringing in. or at least have as your foundation. It's also an energy that if you've been complacent, you are going to be shaken out of that complacency. Whatever it is, I mean, the coldness and the control of the King of Swords can also lend itself to being someone who is helpful to you, that gives you clarity and insight into a situation. So maybe someone comes to you, female or male, but they give you a very clear and direct course of action to follow to help you. It also says to use your head in this situation, and maybe you will be using your head in this situation, whatever it is. If this is work related, then you definitely will be using your head, and you'll be very successful and triumphant, and you will have reached a pinnacle in your success. If it's a relationship, then you need to use your head, how you progress, and you need to take leadership and ownership for the situation and where it's headed, whether it's related to the coming together of a relationship or the separation of a relationship. Either way, it's a time where you will be using your head rather than your heart. I don't see a lot of heart here, but I do see the Lovers card, but let's leave that for later, because let's focus on the World. That's the most important one for now. So coming into March, you have attainment. You have attained the World. You have attained some sort of pinnacle in your life and completion and fulfillment on some level. Or you've integrated many facets of a situation or of your being. You've integrated the light and the dark. The light and the dark. You've integrated it all. So again, it's about new opportunities coming into you that bring you greater freedoms and a greater self-awareness. It's a great way to start the month, to have the world at your feet. The world is your oyster. What other kitschy lines can I come up with? That's what it feels like, though. I feel like there's a very directed energy here. You are very clear and focused, and you've attained this through that clear focus. What you haven't attained, or what you're missing, is the Emperor. And isn't that interesting? You feel like you've attained something. You're the King of Swords, but you're not the Emperor yet. Maybe that's the next thing. That's the next step towards attainment here. The Emperor, I always see the Emperor and the King of Swords as very similar. They generally in the Rider-Waite, they both carry a lot of armor around them, and they're both quite dispassionate. But the Emperor has achieved worldly domination, but he's also achieved mastery. The King of Swords is clear, has clarity and focus, but the Emperor has achieved mastery. So it's indicating that there's still more for you to do. Maybe you still have more ambition, like you want more. You have something, but it's not enough. I guess that's the nature of life, though. Even when we attain or achieve something, we have to set new goals. If we don't set new goals, we become complacent, and we might as well die then, because we're not evolving and we're not growing. We're not experiencing life to the fullest. So you want to achieve mastery, and you want to be more of an authority figure. If it's not you, maybe you want to have someone in your life with these qualities that is in control, that is a master of his domain and his environment, and can lead you. If this is about a relationship, then you're looking for your Emperor, you're looking for that husband, you're looking for that man or woman even, but a strong woman. It would have to be a very strong woman that can guide and lead you in the right direction. It could even be a mentor. You're looking to have a mentor that can take you to that next level of mastery. Why you don't have it? Curiously, it's the Lovers. That's the reason why you don't have this mastery. Interesting. King of Swords, very rational, dispassionate, lack of emotion, but very clear and focused. But you're lacking maybe a relationship. Maybe you're lacking love. Maybe you're lacking a connection with someone. The Lover's card is very oddly depicted in this. I see a horse carrying, I think it's a man with a hood, and you can't really see his face. And the female looking quite scared, going off into uncertainty together. But around them are the strobes of spiritual light that's guiding them and protecting them. There's protection there, even in the woods of uncertainty. Okay, now I get it, and I think that's quite a powerful message. Maybe you're lacking that. You're lacking that powerful connection with someone, that protection, that relationship to something or someone that you feel protected, and you've achieved mastery on some level, but you're lacking a connection with someone. This is a very powerful reading though. This is a major arcana reading. Destiny has a hand in this as well. And it's like, you know that there's your destiny, but you haven't quite got it yet for some reason. You haven't achieved mastery over your destiny. Is that it? The other energies, the anima and animus, the yin and the yang, the male, the female energy. Maybe there hasn't been that balance of the yin and the yang. Maybe there's been too much yang. Maybe too much focus on yang energies and not enough of the yin energy. Maybe you've had an overwhelming relationship with someone that you haven't overcome. You haven't mastered a relationship yet. You haven't mastered a situation. You haven't achieved the balance of the male and feminine, masculine and feminine energies, and achieved mastery over those emotional issues. You've achieved worldly success. You've got what you need in the world. You're starting a new phase, but mastery of the emotions, of the relationships, of relating, of balance. It's balance as well, bringing balance into your life. I'm sure I'll learn more about that as I go through the reading, because your advice card is the Justice card of balance. It's 11, and it's about justice, yes, getting what you deserve, being fair. Be fair. She's holding two balls, in one ball in each hand, and there's energy in both of those, and she's trying to balance them. And each one has its own power, no matter how big or small the ball is. One of the balls is quite small, but it's emitting so much power, and the other ball is quite big, but there's, equally as much power in that. So there's balance. Finding balance between all elements, bringing everything together to create balance. Also can mean don't be judgmental. If we're talking about a relationship, let go of your judgment and be fair. Weigh things up. It's also conscience. Do you have a bad conscience about something? If you do, you need to weigh up those things, because right after that conscience, you have the judgment card, being judged. Watch your actions, because those actions lead to consequences. And the consequences in this instance are far-reaching. Not particularly bad, but you are actually directing these energies. I see here that you have the opportunity to direct these energies. It can go either way. And the Judgment card doesn't say to me that it will go bad or good, and neither does the Justice card. It's saying you direct these energies yourself. Divinity is within you. You are directing this. How you're going to do that is up to you. There's a ripple effect to your actions and your thoughts. So just be fair about how you make decisions and how those decisions impact on other people or impact on your environment, on your work, on your relationships. What's becoming illuminated for you in the month of March? Well, judgment generally feels like a rebirth of some description. It's actually an interesting one with the Egyptian god here, because they talk about life and death very much in their culture. But it's also like, looks like a portal, doesn't it? Like someone's walking into a portal. Your thoughts are your portal to higher consciousness. How you're creating is your portal to a higher consciousness and awareness. There are consequences to your actions. Just with the Justice card, consequences to actions. And I feel like in March you will be more aware of that and focused more on seeing how your actions and your thoughts are creating consequences in your life, negative or positive. Listen to your inner voice to guide you in the right direction. Stop. Be careful. Stop before you do something. Don't be reactive to things. You're trying to attain mastery over your emotional self, possibly, because you have the King of Swords, which is mental. But I feel like the emotional self hasn't achieved mastery. So you are working right now to create a rebirth in your life by being aware of how your thoughts and emotions are impacting on the outcome of your life. Judgment card can also talk about listening to your heart, to your emotions when confronted with a decision, because there will be decisions. Two of Pentacles, you'll be weighing things up. Towards the end of the month, your outcome card is about weighing things up. You may be a bit dispassionate about it, but you will be weighing things up. On a physical level, how you're going to deal with things. Like I said at the beginning, a 1 also presents you with new opportunities, new situations. So there may be new situations that are unfamiliar to you, or a new start in a relationship that feels unfamiliar to you, and you're gaining mastery over those lower emotions. And this is saying this is the opportunity to gain mastery over an issue that you've probably had over and over again. This is your new start. A new start with maybe career and finances, yes, and your job or whatever. New opportunities will be presented to you, and it all depends on how you proceed. And you need to weigh things up very, very carefully. You are being judged for your actions and your choices. It's like the universe is presenting you with the perfect opportunity to evolve. And you have a choice how you're going to create from here on in. Two of Pentacles can also indicate juggling a lot of responsibilities, but also making compromises. So, Lover's card. Do you have to make compromises to achieve balance? 2 is also of balance. 6 is of harmony. Justice is balance. Judgment is actually a 2 of rebirth. Compromising. Don't take on too much though. It might be overwhelming to you, but it could also be that there's a lot of energy coming in, and you might feel quite excited that you want to forge forward, you want to create something new, but you might find by the end of March that it feels like it's overwhelming. You've taken on too much, and the energy starts to dissipate, and you start to get worried because you feel like you've taken on too much, and then you're thinking, oh, is this right? Have I done the right thing? Have I chosen the right one? Should I go that way? Maybe that way. That way? Oh, I don't know. Too much taken on. So a lot of powerful energy here. A lot of directed energy. A lot of enthusiastic energy as well, I feel. But it might kind of dissipate by the end of the month because it might feel like it's all that energy's been spent and it's a little overwhelming. Because you're thinking about the practicalities of it. You're thinking, oh, how am I going to implement this? Is it going to work? Am I going to be able to sustain it? So choice, juggling between the emotional self and the physical self, the material side, how you're going to implement all these ideas. Very powerful spread, Taurus. I'm intrigued. I'm sure there's more to this. I could probably talk about it for another half an hour as things pop in, but I need to highlight that this month is about trying to attain mastery over the emotional self, trying to create balance and harmony to bring about a rebirth or a new opportunity in your life. And it will take a lot of energy for you to do that. And I think you'll start off feeling quite good about it. And I hope it maintains that way. Curious to see what you Tauruses think of this reading, if you have any other insights from these energies yourselves. Feel free to share if you'd like to. I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, I wish you many blessings for March.